Yo, welcome back to Manssanity. I'm here. I'm Dustin. I'm with Benjamin.
Yes, he is.
I'm calling you Benjamin because this will be an educated show.
That's right. We're classy today.
We're
No
gonna educate you on
swearing.
video games.
No profanities of any sort of type like
All right,
that.
shut-
and that's
shut
what
the
I'm
hell
talking
up.
about. No.
All right, I got Logan in the
Damn it.
house.
Sup?
We got Big Dog Logan.
Mm-hmm.
What do
You
you
just
think,
call me
man?
L Dog.
L Dog.
Yeah.
You got L Dog.
All
me
day
L Dog.
long.
Look at this personality, man.
I know.
It's not bad.
Sparkles.
And then we got Mr. Jordan.
What's up?
What mic are you on? Mic 3?
Hello.
3 or 4.
Yeah, you had too many Miller Lights.
Already.
Usually what happens.
Yeah,
Even
5 o'clock somewhere.
mhm.
right.
It's
Right,
5
Kenny
o'clock
Chesney?
here.
Or was that Kenny? Who was that?
Jimmy
Cody
Buffett.
knows.
Alan Jackson.
Get up to the mic, Cody. You and Jordan can get real close.
It was definitely Jimmy Buffett and Alan Jackson.
Ooh.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I seen they were on a yacht and
And just for everyone who can't see, my God, the Cody wheeling up right next to Jordan with that sexy voice.
No one can
It
see.
was almost too much for that microphone to handle.
How do you
Glad
think
no
I
one can
felt?
see.
Oh,
I mean, I was right here.
was
What
it too intense for words?
It was. And since L Dog's here, I won't go into detail.
We
No.
won't talk about it, but it could have very well been the conquest
Dog.
of this week.
Well,
If
the way
that's-
good that
Cody
nobody
has this
got
thing
it.
about it when he speaks, he like caresses the microphone. It's odd.
he caresses it,
Yeah, he caresses it like he caresses his beard.
he's caressing.
It's
beard
funny
right
to
now.
talk about Cody because he don't have a mic right now.
I know it's awesome.
He can't defend himself.
Yeah. You gotta watch out, he might punch you in the face.
That's right. He's helpless.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna
Mhm.
talk about where games. I don't know what are we talking about, Jordan?
Just video games and technology.
A technology extravaganza.
Mhm.
I don't know what the hell extravaganza is, but maybe it's an extravaganza.
It seems to me now that pretty much all the games are just online based. I know me and Logan always talk about because Logan's my son. We want to play a game together and you never can. Why is that?
Wait, Logan's your son?
Yeah,
Yes.
L-Dog.
I thought he
L-Dog.
was just.
L-Dog.
I thought he was a random hitchhiker that you might have picked up.
Yeah,
on
I'm a
your way
random
here.
hobo they found on the streets.
God, he is. Look at him.
Yeah.
the personality.
Bam!
man.
Just
Dude,
it's like
right
I
there.
got you, man. Bam!
Yeah, yeah.
Up in your grill.
Well,
But anyway, yes.
we're gonna talk about basically video games
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and how they've changed over time.
They have changed a lot
They
because
have.
back in the day when me and Ben were playing Mario Brothers,
That's right.
There's
you
cartridges.
just like, it was more like a timing. Now it's more like how many people you want to kill,
That's right.
Yeah.
isn't it?
And we want to kill
Yeah.
lots of people, apparently.
So what is the most what was the game that came out recently that everybody's been talking about? The
Destiny.
Destiny. Did you guys try it?
Yeah.
How is it?
Really overrated.
Like, as in it's pretty much kind of the same as Halo, or what? Because the same.
No, it's pretty different from Halo. Like it's all online, like you were saying, just completely and totally online. Like assuming you can play by yourself, but even if you play by yourself, you go into like the towns and they have all the other people in there just randomly. Like, there's no just private game on it.
Is it like an alien-based game though? Or?
Yeah, it's like you're shooting, you're in space. Everything's like you go to the moon, you go to Mars, you go to wherever.
So it basically kind of is like Halo.
It's pretty close. It's definitely you can tell the same people make it. That's for sure. But it's not got the same, like, it actually, when you kill something, they drop like specific guns or armor or whatever. So that's kind of different from Halo. That's more like a Diablo, something like that. But they kind of match.
Does
those
it have
two
kind
up.
of a Call of Duty feel, Jordan?
I actually haven't played it yet.
Oh, you haven't even played it?
No, I
Man, you were
want to.
talking all kinds of stuff about. Oh man, I'm gonna go get that.
Well, no, they had this new feature where, like, on PS4, like, say if I have the game,
Mhm.
you got a PS4 and you want to play with me, and you can join in my game for an hour a day.
Like on the campaign mode,
Yeah.
or is it just for like online, like
It's probably whatever you
battle
want
and
because
stuff?
it's all kind of seamless as far as like if you want, like if you're playing a campaign, you can just hop right out and do a multiplayer match if you want to, or go to like a raid. That's
okay.
what they call it, like where you have a bunch of the players against like one big enemy or something. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong, it's really good. But they're.
But can you play? Let's say if me and Logan wanted to play together, and on our console.
Excuse me, L Dog.
L Dog, my
okay.
bad.
Mhm.
If me and L Dog want to play together, campaign, multiplayer, can we do that? Like Halo 1.
Who the hell knows anymore, man? I'd say probably not. As far as because it's pretty much. It seems everything I've seen is online.
But why is that though? I mean,
It's kind
people
of stupid.
have kids. It's not like
Hey, Diablo 3, you can play together on the same system.
oh, can you?
That's why.
Mhm.
That's why we should just play the old games because you can play
Yeah.
with each other.
Yeah.
But
Like
Diablo
Contra,
is
man.
like the
Hey.
most old school game you're gonna find too. So that's
Contra was
kinda-
the stuff.
Oh yeah,
and you could play together.
Up,
Do you remember
up, down,
Contra,
down.
Jordan?
Mm-mm. I don't remember
I
that.
don't
God,
think
this
I've ever
guy's
heard of
young.
it. I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of Contra?
What was it?
Shooting,
my
man.
goodness.
Oh, for what system?
Cody knows what it is.
Old Nintendo.
Dude, get up here and talk about Contra, Cody.
Caress that mic and talk about Contra.
Yeah, tell us
I
about
was
it.
gonna go
Tell
back
us
even
about it.
farther to Galaga. You remember Galaga?
Oh, I love
yeah.
Galaga.
that was my favorite.
Love
man.
Galaga.
Do you know Galaga, Jordan?
You don't
How
know
can
what
he even
Galaga.
talk about games then?
I know what Galaga is, but you
You're
don't.
so close
Yeah.
to that microphone.
I know what
too,
Galaga
Alex.
is, but you don't.
What about Total Recall, Jordan? Do you remember Total Recall?
I know what
The
that is.
movie?
I know
Yeah,
what
the
that
No,
is.
movie.
not the movie, the game.
I remember seeing the game, but I
I know
don't
the game.
remember
I think I've
what
seen
it
the
was
game.
like. I mean, why Total Recall?
I don't know. Y'all were talking about shoot 'em up games. That was an old shoot 'em up game. I remember it's pretty good. And Doom, I believe.
Oh, Doom,
Oh,
Doom was badass.
Metroid?
You know they
Sorry,
are
Metroid.
just
Yep.
about to put out Doom 4. They take like 15 years in between each one of those damn games. I mean, it is.
But was
it is
Doom
crazy.
3 any good? Was it
Yeah.
for the PS2?
Doom 3 was really good. They just
PS2.
totally screwed up like the
long time
PlayStation
ago.
2, Xbox, whatever. They weren't even close to being able to run that thing. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like it would take probably a PS4 to run that game as far as how much because they really make it as graphic as
Well,
they
the
can
Doom we
to
played
sell
was
the
on the
engines.
computer.
Yeah.
It was like that was
Mhm.
badass, that game.
Well, they make more money off of the actual engine that runs the game, same as like the Unreal Tournaments when they came
Yeah,
out.
the
The
Doom engine.
Unreal engine, that's what they really make the game for. So all the other developers will be like, "Wow, this looks amazing."
What was
I
the game
wanna-
everybody was playing on the tournaments? Remember back in the day? They had-
Quake.
no, it wasn't Quake.
They
There was
had, like,
another one that
QuakeCon
everybody
and-
was playing on the tournaments. All the tournaments were about this.
Was
but
it Unreal Tournament or?
I think it was Unreal. Yeah, you're
Unreal's-
right. Unreal. Yep.
See, like Quake, Unreal, I always really like those as far as because they're
Is
real.
that the same kind of game?
They're online shooters, but they're
Unreal.
really fast. I mean, like they are fast. Like they're way different feel than the Call of Duties, than the Halos and stuff. I mean, like these dudes are jumping and like flying. It's more like Titanfall than anything, probably, but it's still way faster. Like it's, I mean, these dudes you can't even hardly see them to shoot them as far as, but it's.
Do you have Titanfall, Jordan?
I don't.
I like
What
Titanfall.
do you have?
Yes, nothing.
But
I-
Call of Duties, Halos, and then just the old classic games.
Let's say, so you're what, 20?
Mhm.
So what do people your age play most of the time? Like, what is the most popular game in that age range? Is it mostly Call of Duty and shoot 'em up
Yeah.
games?
Yeah, mostly Call of Duties. I don't know why, but that and Halo. Like when the new Halo 5 comes out, that'll be most popular game.
As young as you are, do you still look back at the early Call of Duties as the good ones, or
Well-
do you just not care?
Call of Duty World at War. I like that one. Sort of.
Mm-hmm. I like the Modern Warfares.
Mm-hmm.
Black Ops were.
Modern
I think I
Warfare-
like
But
Modern
Modern Warfare 3 sucked.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
The
did, yeah, I
graphics
remember.
were horrible.
No, Modern Warfare 1 and then 2, because it was pretty much the same
Those were
game as
pretty
1,
good.
just more
Those were good.
maps and a different campaign. I mean,
What
you can't
was
touch
the one we
those.
used to play even with his brother Michael?
That
we
was
used to play all the
that
time.
was number 1. Modern
Yeah,
Warfare
number one
was amazing.
a good game. Did you
That's
play it,
probably
Cody?
still
Modern
probably still the
Warfare
best
1?
shooter ever made. I mean, that's kind of you
Well,
can't
'cause
touch that thing. As
Well,
far
now
as
it seems like the Call of Duties now are like real choppy
yeah.
to me. Like the
Well,
speed
it's
is
totally
too
different people doing it. It's like, I mean, they named themselves the same
Uh,
studio or
what is it?
whatever.
What
It's
is it?
the Infinity War.
Activision. Activision.
Yeah, they say they're the same. I mean, it's like fire the whole crew and get new people to do it. But the people who made the original Call of Duties are the ones that made Titanfall.
Mm.
Usually the only thing I play on Call of Duty is zombie mode. Whenever the new ones come out, I usually play those.
Zombie mode's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, when y'all was talking about the everything web based, I don't know if Jordan remembers this, and I never really played it. Maybe Ben, you played it. EverQuest.
Oregon Trail?
I didn't actually, as far as those were.
Oregon Trail. Yep,
Oregon Trail
I
was
knew
my
it.
favorite game when I was in
Knew it.
elementary school. I
But
loved
Oregon,
it.
it's more of like a.
It's like you got bitten. Your kid Timmy got bitten by a snake, and he
It was like a
poisoned.
role playing game, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
'cause I
real
remember when I.
choice based. Like that's kind of like now
Right.
the ones that are like the Walking Dead game, that sort of stuff that came out that was all like everything's based on what choice you make. That was a lot like Oregon
Oh,
Trail back in the day.
Bioshock.
Oh, we can't start
Sort
talking
of.
Did you
about
play
Sort of.
Bioshock,
I
Jordan?
did.
That game
I played it.
was awesome. I thought.
That's still my favorite. I mean, no matter
Big
what
Daddy
I play, you
and,
can't beat the original Bioshock.
Well, I thought they
It's
did a
so
good job with like the multiple endings and that was kind of
Mhm.
like one of the games I remember where the multiple. It was really cool to talk with your friends about what was going to happen
Uh-huh.
at the end. Like
Ben.
I know you got.
Well,
a
that
different
was one of
ending
the that's one of the few games you probably played all the way through to the end too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
severe
kind of
ADD. I can't.
well,
do
I mean,
that.
like and also most of the stuff you play is like Madden and stuff like that. That's kind of more match based as far as like
right.
the shooters.
Play one
It's
game
not-
and be done.
How was-
right. That's kind
Ben,
of
how was Bioshock 3?
the Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah, I never played it.
Very good. Almost as good as the first one. Very close.
Is it still the same thing? I remember at number 2 they went to where you're actually the Big Daddy.
Well, number 3 is a totally different setting. You're in Columbia, this like airborne city.
You're in like the
it's kind of
sky.
but it's got a lot of like it's all about like pretty much like there's a lot of like racism and stuff like that, and like government control and things that just kind of base the story on. It's a really good story. It's probably just as good a story as the first
Is
one.
Big Daddy look different? Sort of.
Big Daddy is not in that one.
Is it like some other robot? 'Cause
It's
I saw
a
it in the
big
trailers.
eagle.
A big
looking-
eagle?
Yeah, it's like a big bird. Songbird. It's his name.
Okay, that's just kind of weird.
hmm And there's only one of them, and you don't ever fight him. But he's mean. He'll tear you up, man. He'll tear up
I
that
don't
log.
know.
Better watch out.
Jordan, we're looking at you, man.
That's
Say
right.
something.
Yeah, I know.
Tell us about a game.
Your expertise is lacking in this.
Don't let
Uh,
L Dog put you to shame, son.
he's put me to shame.
I know some more. I know more games than you.
But, oh,
I
definitely
know
know.
about that.
I don't know about that.
Hey, you know when L Dog he comes to fight, man.
All
That's right.
Frogger.
Frogger? Yeah, I know Frogger.
You coming at us with Frogger?
I mean,
For
everyone's basically
Super
played that.
Nintendo.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
That's
I
Atari.
played the
man.
arcade one.
Okay.
Hey, when
that's
you're
different.
old like us, it's Atari.
Oh, Atari?
That's Frogger.
The Super Nintendo?
If you're talking
That's
Super
Frogger,
Nintendo,
man.
you got to talk about
Hey,
like
Cody, you can hear
Killer
about
Instinct
Frogger.
and Donkey
Killer
Kong
Instinct.
Country and stuff. That's Super Nintendo,
I like
not
Killer
some
Instinct.
port of Frogger.
When they came out with Frogger on Super Nintendo, that was like the upgraded version.
Yeah,
We
that's
were
like the
"Holy
fourth
cow, what is
version
this?"
of it
Yeah.
as far as
Like,
like,
oh my God, it looks like a frog.
Oh, you can see he's got eyes. Wow, awesome.
I can't help it. Y'all are old.
I know, man. It's not good.
I'm not even old and I know
I
all
remember.
games.
Yeah.
I remember Cody coming over to my house, and it was back like before the Maddens. You know, I love to play football games, and it was like okay. First of all, they had like Tecmo Bowl, which was awesome, and like when I go to play it now, that game is so bad.
Does
It's like
not hold up, yeah.
It doesn't even look like a football game. It was like little. What does it look like, Cody?
Oh, it was pretty horrible, man. It was, and
think I've
I
never
think I
heard of
remember
Tecmo
you
Ball.
could get Walter Payton, and
Oh, yeah.
would score a touchdown every time, no matter
Every
what.
time.
Then you had Bo
So it was
Jackson's
realistic.
football.
Yeah.
The Bo Jackson football game came out, and I remember it was the same thing. Scored a
Oh,
touchdown
yeah.
with Bo Jackson every time. You could just run back and forth. Nobody could ever catch you.
I remember like RBI baseball. You know how now they actually, get your stats and they save them.
Yeah.
I remember back then we would actually like take a piece of paper and make stats for our players for the whole year.
Well,
It
that
was
one too. If
insane.
you wanted to play a whole season, you couldn't turn your system off. You had to leave that thing on, and I mean, heaven forbid that thing
Well, that
comes
was like
unplugged.
like Mario, man. We had to have
Yeah.
like insane attention spans back
I
in the day.
I have. I'm playing on my Nintendo right now, trying to beat that Mario, even though I suck at it. So I always like die through like level 3.
I think the
level
games
3.
back then were more hard. Like now,
Oh,
it's not
absolutely.
really.
Challenging.
Back then you had to have a lot of skill to beat the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now it seems like you just have to have a lot of time to beat the game.
Well, and even now, if it's something supposed to be difficult, like they'll throw a part at you, it's supposed to be really hard. It's kind of more just like they just throw a bunch of guys at you until you die like 5 times, and then they'll throw less guys at you to where you can beat it.
Okay.
It's not actually like skill.
You remember Frank Thomas Big Hurt Baseball?
Oh hell yeah, the home run derby,
Dude,
The
we,
home run
we
derby?
left that game on for like a week straight. I mean,
I think I just said home run doobie.
I think you did,
Yeah.
home
You
run
said
derby.
Derber actually.
Home run
but-
derby.
So when memory cards came out, Jordan, we were really excited. It was a big deal. And
Oh
they-
yeah, the memory on the PlayStation. Yeah, like
eight megabytes of memory, and we were like,
oh yeah,
deal.
man.
What do they come with now? Like 120 gig hard drives or
500
something?
gig.
Oh, it's-
Is that what the new
on
system
the Xbox
is?
One or the PS4? Yeah, 500.
What do you
you
have?
only get
What
like
system do you have?
406, but
I got a Xbox 360,
Oh okay.
120
Yeah.
gig.
I will say, man, I got the Xbox One.
That sucks.
Ugh.
It's horrible.
Why does it suck, Logan?
Every
Hell
game.
dog.
Okay, whenever you get a game, you just want to go home and just play it, right?
you would think.
Yeah. But the Xbox One, you just buy the game and you install it for like a day.
How does
You
that
have to
make you
wait-
feel?
Well, it makes me mad because I had school the next day and I can't play it
Hmm.
whenever it's done downloading.
Trying to be a
So,
responsible student,
Yeah.
upstanding member of
I
society.
would skip, but no one will let me.
Oh, sometimes
Hey, if you want to,
Sometimes.
I'm missing school tomorrow, but that's for a reason.
it is for a reason. But I agree with you. And I have a PlayStation 4, and you have to install the games in there too. But it's a
Yeah.
lot quicker. I mean, I'm talking like 5 minutes. It shows ready to go.
Yeah, I bet it. I mean, I would rather wait 5 minutes than a day.
hmm Yeah, I mean, 5 minutes, maybe 10, and it'll
Yeah.
let you at least start playing the thing. Because, I mean, the Xbox, there are some, I mean, I've installed some games. Like the first one I played was that
Titanfall.
Forza.
Forza. Oh.
And that took forever to install Forza. It was at least probably 2 hours before
I think
actually got to
Madden
play
was. It probably took about. What did it take? About 4 hours.
no.
I mean, who the hell wants to wait? I mean, would you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
wait that
the
long? Jordan?
Connect-
4
No.
hours to play a game?
No, it's
the
stupid.
Connect Sports took like a day.
It
That was
did.
the- that
it
was
took
the
almost
one.
a day to do that. And you would think
Well,
Connect
It was at
Sports,
like
that-
98 and it was sitting there just for like forever. And the
Well,
next
and it
day
has
it
the
was still
little-
at 99.
has the little bar, and then it'll tell you about halfway through, okay, ready to start, and you try to start the thing, and it's like, oh, you can't actually sign in with your profile until it's finished installing. It's like, well, then why did you tell me it was ready to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
It
can't
tricks
even
you.
like
Punk ass.
even on ours you can't play any games without. You got to wait for that thing. You basically have to let it download the whole time.
Yeah, see, the PlayStation, when it says you can play, you can start playing on the PlayStation, even if it's not installed all the way. It's got, and the PlayStation has standby too, which I like, that you can actually install updates and stuff while it's off.
But my thing is, how is that an upgrade having to download games? I really don't understand it.
It's more like a computer.
Yeah, but you still have to put the disc in to play the game. That
No,
doesn't
it's
make
it's
sense to me.
but I mean, like a computer, you have to always install it to the hard drive. It's just so I guess they say it.
yeah, but
can't
once you
run
install it
off
to the
a
hard
disk.
drive, you can play the game without the disc on a computer, though, right?
I'm not sure on that.
So I thought
actually.
you could. I thought once you downloaded it, you could actually play the game.
Probably copyright. You probably can't.
Do you know anything
You
about
should- once
that?
you
You should be
steal
able
it.
to. Once you download it to your hard drive, you should be able to play it anytime.
That's what
Play
I
games
thought.
on your computer?
I could have swore Doom was like that. You just download it and you play it.
No, that was like that. But
But see, on
nowadays
that-
with copyright and stuff, I don't know if it'd be the
Right.
same thing. But
But see on Xbox, man, like Xbox One, Jordan, if you want to play it, you download it, but then you have to put the disc in every time.
What's the
And-
point? What's the point of downloading?
Here's
it?
I
another
don't
thing.
understand it.
That's
man.
stupid.
I don't get it.
Here's another
Yeah.
thing. Sometimes, okay, I downloaded my Call of Duty, like Call of Duty Ghosts, the newest one, and it was done installing, and so I tried to play it the next day. It said you had to install again, so it basically just messes up and makes you install again.
Yeah, I've had a lot of issues with it, like freezing up. I'll have to, like in Madden, I'll download the game. I'll have to, it'll get frozen in one spot. I'll have to turn the thing off, take the disc back out, put it back in, and then reboot it up to make it even work.
yeah, I've
It's
had a
usually-
lot of problems with my Xbox freezing up too. Actually, as far as and I was playing that Dead Rising 3 and I installed it. That took forever. And then the next time I went to play it, I had to install 20 more gigs worth of update. I was like, there's no way you have 20 gigabytes worth of update. How broke was this game when you put it out that you needed to patch it with 20
Yeah.
gigabytes? I mean, that's insane. That's like, and so like a day later is when it actually finished installing.
I
Game
want,
sucks anyway. Too.
honestly,
It's
I
not
think
like,
the new systems, I think that,
They suck.
I think that you'll see in
Probably-
a few years somebody come out, some company come out of the woodworks and come out with something completely different. Because I feel like they did the same thing. I feel like there's not much difference between PS1.
Neo
Yeah,
Geo.
there's some better
Geo.
graphics, but there's nothing really
Mhm.
new about it. I mean,
Yeah.
having to download your games, what's that really do?
At least so far, the best looking game I've seen is the new Infamous, and that is like straight up PlayStation exclusive. Like, and that's the best one I've played
Yeah, but
so
it-
far too. But it's not.
If somebody put it in and let's say you had a 360 or a PS4 and they didn't tell you it was for the new system, would you really notice?
Oh,
Would you-
absolutely,
You really would?
absolutely.
I haven't seen a game
that
like
one.
that yet.
That
at
one you
all.
would, yeah. Because that one is just like you can't like the movement and everything like that. If you just saw a screenshot, no. If you saw it in motion, yeah, absolutely, you would. You wouldn't. That wouldn't be anything they could because
I-
it would
I can
freeze
say,
up
like,
within 5 seconds.
As
on
far
it.
as the Xbox One, I haven't seen one game that looks better
Mhm.
than
yeah.
Xbox. I think Xbox 360 could do the same thing.
I think Forza is probably the best looking one I played in Xbox One, and I do
I didn't
agree
think it
that
was
that's
that great,
probably.
to
I
be
mean,
honest with
that's.
you.
I think it could be on a
On
360.
Forza,
as
I
far
have
as,
like a. I like the cars.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It looks good, but it doesn't look good as
Mhm.
far as a big upgrade.
It's
and
not
me
that much
paying
of a-
another $500 at the time for the system.
Mhm.
It's not that kind of upgrade.
Well, too, the PS4's pretty much came out that it's more powerful than the Xbox. Like they say, like all the multi-platform games, they look a lot better on the PS4 than they do the Xbox because the Xbox puts so much into the Kinect and that sort of crap that,
that
they didn't
Kinect sucks,
actually
man.
I'm not
put
trying
it
to
more
do
towards
that.
the graphics.
Not trying to do that thing that's saying like PlayStation is better than Xbox, but I think I like PlayStation way better than
Yeah.
Xbox.
So you are doing the. I
Yeah,
like
but
that.
well, yeah, kind of.
Come
But
on
I'm
now,
not
dog.
trying to start another thing. I
What do you mean
guess. I
another
don't know.
thing?
Like start it up again.
Jordan's always trying to start another thing.
Mm-hmm.
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 This has
Starting it
nothing.
all
Okay,
up.
this has nothing to do with PlayStation or Xbox, whatever. But this is a fact.
Okay.
Non-gamers have more nightmares than other gamers. Than
Why do you think that is?
real gamers? I don't know. I just saw it on a. I don't
Well,
know.
how's it a fact? What
Well,
was the
it says a
fact?
fact. It says
Well,
gamer
where does it say a
facts.
fact? What was it in?
I don't know actually.
Jordan, you think it's a fact?
Yeah.
Gamers have less nightmares than non-gamers. Why would that even be?
I don't know.
Probably because they're staring at a screen all day. And, like, something's happening to their brain. I don't know.
Could be.
That sounds very scientific.
Probably because they smoked a doobie. That's probably why. That's probably why it is. Cody, you have any thoughts on that, man?
Oh, here it comes.
Uh-oh, he's rolling up.
I don't know if I heard you right. Did you say that gamers have more nightmares?
No, gamers have less
They
nightmares.
have less nightmares. I'm gonna go with the doobie theory.
Yeah. There's no doubt, man.
So
When
you
in
think I'd
doubt,
be telling
go
the
with the
truth
doobie
or
theory.
no?
I believe you.
You believe me?
Mhm.
You?
Well, when I play games, I get tired. So maybe you get a deeper sleep, maybe. But that would
Or-
kind of attribute to more dreams, though,
Or
wouldn't
maybe you know how to defend yourself.
it? Oh, yeah.
People have
Yeah.
People who
If
have
you-
played Call
Yeah,
of
because
Duty.
if you're
Yeah.
like a badass in the games,
Yeah.
then
Yeah, I mean,
You have a dream, a monster starts chasing you like, boom!
What about
Man.
the 50 cal and just bust the
That's
cal?
right.
yeah.
Cut
I
your
mean-
head off, man.
Or you just steal a car and beat a hooker and
maybe not.
L Dog thoughts?
It's good family fun.
I have no idea what he just said, but it's probably really bad.
L Dog, how old are you?
I'm 5,000 years old.
Oh,
That's
come
a
on, L Dog.
lie.
Yep, no, I'm 5,000.
No.
I
You
live
are
like
not.
Yoda.
Oh.
Yoda's like 7,000 something.
Dirty liar you are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, this thing went downhill bad.
Yeah.
When everybody
I-
takes a sip of beer at the same time, that's not
I
good.
do not know what to do without swearing.
Yeah.
Like, I am worthless as far as that's my crutch.
Well,
Profanities. Mm-hmm.
what else are we going to talk about?
I don't-
Now I'm kind of lost.
Now we're going to talk about the day I got my iPhone because your iPhone 6 is getting a lot of
Yes.
bad heat.
Oh,
Why?
Ebola.
This is going.
It's got Ebola.
It
got,
does not.
it's
Oh,
got
hold on a
Ebola.
second. Hey, don't defend yourself.
Okay.
You have no right to defend yourself in
You're
here.
right. I'm
So
I'm on
okay,
Dateline.
here's the facts about the iPhone 6.
It bends.
bends,
the plus.
but shh. And then it
quiet.
has Ebola. We've heard that
Mhm.
fact. Oh, I
What?
mean,
It has
could be
Ebola?
a fact. Who knows?
Yep.
And then I heard
Oh,
another one
okay.
today. And what the heck was it?
Might catch the
Um,
virus.
knows?
I already touched it today, so I might catch the
Oh
virus.
man, what was it?
Probably poops out unicorns from based on those fine
Poops
facts.
out rainbows.
That was
farts out
that was
rainbows.
the plus.
Oh, okay.
Turn
Yeah.
it to Nyan
Not
Cat.
the iPhone 6.
But so deep down though, is it? If you have a, hey, stop that.
Sorry.
So if you have some kind of a, let's say if you have an iPhone, do you feel like you have to defend the iPhone? I feel like people
Oh,
that have an
no.
iPhone,
Oh,
people
yeah.
that have a something else like a Android or whatever, they always defend theirs.
I don't feel like that. I like my phone since I got it, but I like it. I mean, it was cheaper than any of the other phones because they were doing a crazy trade-in deal on it, so that's why I got it. It's a lot nicer than going from a 4 to a 6. I mean, that's quite the big jump. So, but
Yeah,
no, I
sure.
don't give a crap about it above Samsung or anything like that. I don't work for them.
Well, you say yes. What do you?
Ain't
defend?
my
You
mom.
gotta defend it. You gotta defend it. Because
Why are you defending a
Apple's
big
a whole lot
corporation?
better than any other, like Windows and stuff.
Yeah,
No,
but
like
that's not true. That's not
I
true.
read it. I read an article where, Samsung actually came out with most of the software back in the day. All the stuff that Apple did, Samsung already did, and their
Huh.
other stuff. So
Apple just made it look
aren't
better.
they just kind of copying it?
No, they use it
Anyways,
to their advantage.
Apple usually the iPhone usually has a lot of glitches on it, like viruses, sort of.
Yeah, it's just if you update your phone.
What are the stat- what
right
are the
after
s-
its update.
Yeah,
no,
updates.
iPhone, no, the
updates.
iPhone has no viruses
Mhm.
Usually they do.
unless
Usually
you're
they mess
Jason
up.
Nix.
Yeah.
He gets viruses on it.
Yeah,
but what do you
like the
what are
iPhone
what are the
3.
stats as far as using though? I mean, do you think how many more people do you think have an iPhone than a Android?
A lot
I think
of people.
Samsung is the top now, and Apple's
Oh, they are
close.
top?
And then Samsung's
wow.
the top mobile man because they make like 9 different models. That's kind of
right.
Galaxy,
so. And then Apple, and then I think
Tab,
HTC, the ones that they're next, and like Motorola, because Motorola's fell down a lot. But I mean, you
Well,
gotta think they've been
Motorola,
around for,
like my first phone was a Motorola. and I
yeah,
swear
you
to
gotta
it was
think
like
how
the
long
old,
they.
It was like the old Zach Morris phone, the big,
Mhm.
huge, you know. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about? The big Zach Morris phone?
Man,
It
I was
was.
sad when I read that Nokia went under because they're now
Oh,
like
they're not even in business
they're
anymore?
Microsoft East or something like that.
Were they?
And I was like, man, what the hell?
Do you even remember Nokia, Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh,
A little
okay.
bitty.
It's like the best phones I ever had with
Yeah.
Nokias.
Yeah.
Well, see, they came out, they went to the whole thing where smaller is better. Remember that, Cody? At the same time, they came out with all the small stuff, and everybody went to the small phone. And then it seemed like, I don't know where it came along, but then this gigantic phone come out. Maybe it was iPhone.
I think it
But-
was Samsung.
Maybe.
Kind of how it all started was getting back to where you was talking about Apple copying off of Samsung too. They whenever they started coming out with the phones, yeah, they were bigger because they didn't have the battery technology. And the reason the iPhones got smaller first were they developed the technology to have a battery hold a 8-hour life or whatever, where Samsung had to hide their battery behind a big, huge screen that looked like you were walking around with an iPad for your telephone. And then now that they're making their screen bigger because apparently people wanted that. And everybody's, oh, they copied Samsung.
Because they like
And
that note.
yeah, and it's,
Yeah.
no, they didn't copy them. They had better technology, and now they're going back because they're giving the consumer what they want. But I definitely remember the Nokia, and whenever we got color screens, we were, oh man, that was it.
And it really,
yeah.
it's not that long ago, really, when cell phones came about. I mean, probably we were
90s?
probably 99, probably 2000. It really just started getting.
I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, I remember being in high school and having a pager.
what was the point? I never understood the point of those.
You mean,
That's
if you want
stupid.
to get a hold of me, you call me, and I'll call you back in 45 to 55 minutes whenever I get to a damn phone. That's what happens with my pager.
Man, I
You
want
can
to
send
go.
me a little message. You could say like, "Hey, where are you?" And that's all because it was like
Yeah.
9 characters.
I'm gonna get a pager, and people can just page me, and I'll call
That
them back
is
on my
the
cell phone.
best idea, dude. You could probably get a pager for like 17 cents with lifetime service nowadays.
I never really understood the pager at all, though.
That I had one for Christmas. I liked it. I didn't love it. Happy to get rid of it.
Drug dealers used them a lot.
Mm.
They were good for code.
So, like, say if I wanted
and my,
cocaine, I would
phone
just
number-
page you. What would I page you if I wanted cocaine?
Well, if you looked at The Wire, what they did was, because, your average drug dealer can't remember code, you look at the phone, and every number was reversed on the payphone. So they would hit you up on the pager with the reverse number, and then they'd call back on that payphone because they could look at it, and then
Sound like you've done this a
good.
few times.
So does
No.
that mean you're a drug dealer?
No, absolutely not,
Hell,
Logan.
dog,
No.
If you know everything about what they're gonna do, are you a drug dealer?
On this audio recording, say right now what kind of drugs you deal and what kind of prices you offer.
Marijuana?
Absolutely none.
Marijuana?
What about prices?
L Dog just said marijuana. What the
Yeah.
heck?
No, I do not offer that, L-Dog.
Cocaine?
No, definitely not. Don't even know what it looks like.
Mm,
We can't even see you. You're blending in with the surroundings.
Me?
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
camouflage.
I'm a chameleon. Blend into the background.
So
That old dog.
if the pager was to come back, that'd be kind of like the Atari coming back and whooping some butt. Don't you think there would be some kind of room for some kind of game system to come back that actually kind of did the old school stuff?
Like
Well,
an
they make
upgraded
those
Nintendo.
little joysticks now. They sell them in like the toy aisle that is loaded
Oh,
with
I've
like
seen
15
that.
in a Target, and those things sell like hotcakes.
Well, what was
Just
that
like they're
one we
like
saw the
$20
other day?
and you plug it right
What?
in the TV.
Yeah,
What is
those. Yeah, I think they would sell because
Oh, they do. I mean, that's kind of like I remember when me and my wife were doing the Make a Wish thing for the kids, like where you buy the Christmas present for the kids
Oh yeah,
who,
I remember that.
and like I mean, just draw a name and you pick it out for the church, and that's like, I mean, good God, like 6 of those kids, that's what they wanted.
A joystick.
Heaven forbid when they got home and probably didn't have a TV to plug it into, but I mean, that's
you
their
should have just got them a
problem.
broken joystick. You'd be
I
the
should have.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
You'll
of
never
Christmas.
find out anyway. Stupid kids.
The Make a Wish tree. Here you go. Here's
Why
a-
wouldn't
here's
it
a
be
broken
like-
I
joystick.
ruined your Christmas.
Why would they make like an updated version of old systems, like an updated Nintendo?
Why don't they make the
Sega.
rip-off kind? But it just seems like some
Yeah.
of the kind of old formatted games would do good to me.
Well, I saw
Ooh.
today a system. It's a $500 system, and it says it will play your Nintendo, regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64 games upgraded to 1080p graphics.
Speaking of that,
Which means they will look like crap in really high definition. Is pretty much what it'll
Yeah,
be. It's like,
probably.
wow, Mario looks awful.
I saw
Poor bastard.
this one thing, which is I don't know what it was called, but it was like
Gotta have your facts, L dog.
something I don't know, but it could play a Super Nintendo, N64, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Sega Genesis, Atari, and something else
That's a
called a
lot.
Famicom.
Oh, what?
Fam-
Oh,
a
That
Famicom.
was Japanese Nintendo.
Japanese Nintendo. Yep.
Oh, the Famicom
Mhm.
was?
I knew
Yep.
no one knew it except
Super
you.
Famicom.
But wait, isn't the
Super
word
Famicom,
Nintendo is
yeah.
Japanese, right?
Well, but that they said Americans couldn't figure out how to say Famicom, which they're probably right. But
Seems
it's,
easier to say than Nintendo.
It's right, but it's family console. It's
Family
not a
console.
short
Yeah,
form.
Famicom. The Japanese Nintendo.
Come on, Jordan, get some input on the Famicom.
That's actually. I mean, if you are
I had
in,
no idea.
Now it's all Nintendos, but if you had a Super Nintendo in Japan, you had a Super Famicom.
Yeah, Super Famicom.
Oh wow. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I had no clue about that. What was
I
that one we saw
told
the
you
other
that.
day?
It's full
What
of
was the one we
facts.
saw
Why
about
do
the
you not listen to what I say all the
L
time?
dog? You shut your face. I'm your dad.
No, you shut your face.
Oh, disrespect. He thinks he won't be
Uh-oh,
disciplined because he's on the podcast.
Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. You're the best.
Yeah, thank you. So what was that one we saw at Target the other day? It was like a controller, but it had like a whole bunch of games that you could download
Neo Geo?
games.
Neo Geo?
It wasn't Neo Geo though.
Has a little memory card in it or something like that?
I
Or?
don't know, but it was just a controller, but you could download games off their system.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
But it
What
was
it?
like
What was
new
that?
games, built just for that little.
Well, now they got the Google TV and like all the Chromecast and like the new Amazon streaming box and stuff. All those come with controllers, so you can play like pretty much mobile games on them. Like the Apple TV, I guess you can play games on your phone and have them be on the TV and stuff like that. So there's a lot of them. Like the mobile games are kind of.
Well, why do you think like the new Neo Geo, the handheld? I mean, I think it's discontinued now, but
Yeah, it came out like last year and it's disappeared.
I think it looked better than the
You could
the
download.
PSPs and
Mhm.
definitely the Nintendo stuff.
Oh,
the Game Boy.
Oh, what is that one thing where you had the glove? It
the Power Glove?
Yeah, the Power Glove.
Dude, the Power Glove was the greatest invention of all time. That wasn't.
Everybody wanted one so bad until they got it, and then they're like, "Wow, this is 3 Christmases.
Did
I
you
will
ever have
not
one
get
of those,
presents
Cody?
for the next 2 Christmas."
You remember Rad Racer?
The movie.
Rad Racer.
You don't remember Rad? Remember the movie Wizard?
Wizard
with,
made me want that game so bad,
with
and then when
Fred
he got
Savage, and that's where like the
Sucked.
he had the Power Glove, and he went to face the gaming wizard. Like he was supposed to be the best gamer in the world, and he used the Power Glove. You know,
I remember the Power Glove. We didn't have one, but I remember
We
right
didn't have
about the
enough money
same
to buy one
time.
of those.
Yeah, we had the little thing. I remember it was like a little infrared deal. I forgot what
Oh,
it was called.
I know what it is.
And
I know what
you
it
wrapped
is.
it around your head, and it had like a little red screen that came out right around the same time as the Power Glove, and it was like
Oh,
half
know
the
what it is.
price. And
Virtual
that's the one we
Boy.
got.
Virtual
Virtual
Boy,
Boy. that was
yeah.
it. Yeah.
The
Did that
Virtual
ever
Boy.
even sell?
Oh, it made you sick, man. Freaking try to play it. It's just a bunch of red stuff coming
Well,
at
yeah,
you
but
and you throw
Mario
up.
What
Tennis.
was the point of that though?
It
Like,
was-
yeah, I've
That's what
seen
he had
it
on
before, and like I saw a thing on YouTube, and the guy was
Yeah.
playing it, but it looks just like a red screen.
Make a whole generation of kids go cross-eyed, I guess. I don't know what the point of it was besides then, because you
What was
couldn't
the point
play
of
it.
that, Cody?
I don't know. I just think it sold good because it was like half the cost of the Power Glove thing. And it came out at the same time. I know that's why we ended up with
It's
that
like,
one.
hey,
Well,
we'll
the
just get
Power
that.
Glove, it was supposed to like kind of give you the feel where you kind of like the Wii is now, where you can be the game, you can move your arm, turn.
The
But
Wii, the
it never worked
Kinect.
though. You had to use the
There's like so many
controller on the
consoles
Power
that are doing
Glove,
that now.
so it really made no sense.
I remember Josh and Jake had one, and it never got played with. So I'm assuming that's because it didn't work. or
Yeah,
anything
we
like
didn't
that,
have
yeah.
one either, but I knew a kid who had one, and I remember just like when you watch Wizard, you're like, oh man, look at all
Oh, it
the
looks
stuff you can
badass.
do. And then he's sitting there just pushing the buttons, with the
Yeah.
damn glove, and I'm like, use the controller, man. What's wrong with you? And then he's
I
like,
know.
that's my power.
I know it's
glove.
just
I
a
don't wanna
direction
be
pad
friend."
and B8.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, that was
That's
it.
all it is.
Had like little letters all on there, so he's
Yeah.
like, watch me enter my name. Bam, 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 bam. I was
why
like,
did
wow,
it-
that was
Why
5
did it-
seconds faster.
Why did it have so many letters on there? I didn't really
So
understand
you could
that.
enter your name apparently on Ridge Racer. That's all I saw.
That's it on Rad
Useful.
Racer. That's it.
Yeah.
Remember the part? Did you ever have Rad Racer?
Yes.
There was a part you could push select and it would make it 3D, and it was
Yes.
just like really blurry on the screen.
Real
but
crap 3D, but yeah,
yeah,
it's
it
supposed
never.
to be 3D.
Their 3D technology back then was horrible.
You know when you beat the
Unless you
game,
had
there's
glasses.
naked people at the end of it.
No.
Yeah,
What?
it's not because it's not true.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
L Dog, cover your eyes when you play Rad Racer.
I don't think I've ever played it.
Naked people.
I don't even know what it is.
It's just a little racing game.
It's a car. Yeah. Okay.
It really wasn't that good, actually.
There's a
It
lot
kind
of.
of sucked.
It was good for the time, but you go
Yeah, it
from
was
4
good.
as a 5 to playing that, that's a pretty big shock
What,
to your
what about
system.
the game? Remember the Game Genie where you could buy this thing?
No, I love the Game Genie.
Yeah, but I could never get it to fit in my system. Did you ever have that, Cody? Is the game so you would take this like clip kind of thing. You know how the cartridge never really didn't fit in the Nintendo anyway. You had to kind of like, blow it out and then put it in there, like put it up against the edge and.
Even
kinda
though-
Well, everybody's
put
was
it in?
different. Mine, I never had to put it up again. It was like you shoved it so far into it, you couldn't actually get it out. Like mine was completely
Did you
different. It
ever
was
try
like,
that?
I mean, you have to like put it in there and like until you hear it crack, like the inside of it's falling apart, and then you're like, all right,
Yeah.
ready to play some Mario
Push it
now.
down.
Ninja Turtles, bam!
Well, the
Oh.
Game Genie was like an attachment you put on there,
Yeah.
and I never like literally when you put it in there, you felt like you were breaking your Nintendo in half. You just put it in there like. I mean, it
And that
was
might have been
bad.
why I had to shove the games in so far, because I always used the Game Genie on my Ninja Turtles game, because you could get like infinite lives and poop out a pizza every time you want to. It made it a lot of fun. I mean, I was like, especially if it really was pooping out a
Whenever
pizza.
you unlock, like, you save the other turtles. Is
Well,
that the game?
that is the game.
Where you save all the
Where
turtles
you-
and you get to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
They
That
each have
is.
they each have a power up,
It's fun. Mm-hmm.
and it looks
I feel like you
really
and
black and
Jordan
white.
about to kiss every time you come over there.
I don't think we want that.
No, I don't want that.
I do remember. I never had a Game Genie, but I remember me and Chase had. It was called a Game Shark, and it was for Game Boy, and it was the
I
same
remember
thing.
that,
Mm.
And it
Well,
worked
that-
really good.
Was it the same thing where you put the cartridge on the?
You put the cartridge on it, and that was slid
But
into
see,
your
that
Game
makes
Boy.
more sense though because you don't have the.
It doesn't have to
cover
like
door.
Right.
cover. Yeah, like
Yeah.
well, they probably had to rename it for the Game Boy because they broke so many Nintendos whenever you were doing it. I mean, because I remember on the Super Nintendo, it was a Game Shark too.
Because
As far as
yeah,
I had it for the Super Nintendo, because I'm a Super Nintendo way later than everybody else. Everybody else is getting like their Nintendo 64
When the
and their
Game Genie
PlayStation. I'm
wasn't
like, I'm
made-
Super Nintendo.
it wasn't
yeah.
made by Nintendo. It was like
You go old school.
Galoo or something like that. It was a completely different company that made the thing.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. Did you have a Nintendo, Jordan?
Mhm.
A regular?
Yeah.
So how did you get yours to work? What did you have to do? Because everybody has a little story.
I
Everybody
know.
has their own way to get the dang thing to work.
I
man.
just shove it in.
I shoved mine into.
That's all.
That's his
Man,
motto.
Like the monkey told the elephant, if it don't fit, force it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
God.
Oh,
poor
yeah.
monkey.
If you blow in it, that's been proven that it does nothing. It's,
Well, I mean,
it
Thanks
just,
for the tip,
usually
Eldon.
helps
you,
it-
you thought that it fixes it, but it doesn't.
It really
Oh, okay.
doesn't.
So
It does
blowing it
nothing.
If you blow hard enough, it
Nothing.
does, and then you just shove it in, and you turn it on.
How do you
I guess
turn
that's
it
how I
on?
do mine.
Hmm?
You slide up, I guess, to
Yep.
like 8
Yeah, you
bit or
just
16
slide up.
bit.
Just
The 16-bit.
Well, I have a Super Nintendo, so it has the option of 16
Well, Jordan
bit
just
or
has a
8-bit.
regular Nintendo, so.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you
Tell
have
him what else
8-bit.
you have that he doesn't have. You got an Xbox One.
I don't want my Xbox One.
Probably
so
have a
you can have it.
PS4 by the time you go home because I told you how much better it was.
No,
Why not?
Dad won't get it. He
The
won't-
PS1 I had one. I had a game store.
Oh, I said a PS4.
Even for my lack of knowledge of games, I used to have a
Did
game
Yeah, why
store.
don't you get a PS4?
Did you say PS4 or PS1?
Yeah, I have a PS4. I mean a PS3.
Why don't you get a PS4?
I don't
Come
know.
on, be cool, man.
PS.
How much are those?
Like $400.
I'm not buying
Yeah, like
that.
400 bucks.
Yeah,
not a big
download
deal.
games. I ain't buying that. I'm going back old school.
You're gonna go back.
Why
and
don't we just go get, like-
PS2?
Why don't I ask for Christmas to get like Nintendo?
I like the old
I'm gonna
6-bit
ask for a Game
systems.
Boy. So
Not even Nintendo. We're talking regular Game Boy.
I like not even Sega Genesis. I like the Sega 6-bit system.
The Master System.
The
That's
ma-
what he wants.
the ma-
Is the freaking Master
Who
System.
even had that? Did anybody in this world
Justin
have that?
had it.
He had the 6-bit
Yeah,
Master
the Master
System.
System. That's right. He brags about it to this day. He's like,
Yeah,
oh, Master System.
Was
I'm like,
Sonic even
"Ooh."
on that?
I don't think so. It was like his buddy Joe. Joe the Drunk Hedgehog, I think, was what the game that came with that.
Have you ever
was.
seen that, Cody? The 6-bit Master
He
System.
just
Yeah,
slept.
that's what we had.
Oh,
And
you had
Joe
that?
the
yeah, that's what we had.
What kind of
And
Joe the
then
Hedgehog?
Joe the
no,
Hedgehog.
not the
Okay.
Master System. It was the basic model.
That was the was
Yeah.
it 16-bit? The Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we just had the basic model.
Sega
It wasn't the
Genesis.
Yeah,
Master
because it was
System, but I know
twice
what
as
you're
much
talking
as
about.
the regular Nintendo. That's what their whole selling point was. And they put out the Super Nintendo, which was 32-bit.
Well, yeah, they put.
Or no, Super Nintendo
was
was
32.
16.
Yeah,
too.
It was
16-bit.
also.
Because PlayStation was the first 32.
But you know what's crazy? Yeah, PlayStation came out was 32, but then Nintendo came out 64.
Which of course 64.
But then
yeah.
Jaguar was
64-bit.
like Atari came out with one that was like 132 or something. It
Uh-huh.
was like way ahead of its time, but nobody bought it.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think it
there
was
like, there
128.
128. Then
Yeah,
there
I
was
think
the,
it was.
The Panasonic 3DO never sold. It was
Uh-huh.
way better.
Well, the
Then
Was it
Panasonic
Panasonic.
had
32-bit?
Dreamcast and all these other systems that
Dreamcast
never
was
got
awesome.
big.
What's a Dreamcast? I forgot.
Oh, it's fantastic.
You told me about
It
it.
was
I
good. It
still
was
don't know what it was.
Sega's. Man, it was honestly there was what the Master.
I still had the Dreamcast when we lived on
You
South
had the,
Street, didn't
yeah,
I?
it was
I don't
good.
think
And you
I've
could
ever
actually
seen
play that thing online. I mean, we're talking
Yeah, it
about
was
like when
good.
Xbox Live, you can't get online
this
to
is when
play Xbox
PlayStation was
Live.
out.
That was like PlayStation 2 doesn't have online yet. This little Dreamcast has freaking online.
Well,
I mean, that's-
PlayStation 2. I mean, didn't Dreamcast come out before PlayStation 2 even
oh,
came out?
well before both of those. Yeah,
It was when the whole era with 64.
It
and
was
the,
its competition was like the PlayStation, Nintendo 64. It was
Man, how did
so
that not-
far ahead of those.
Okay.
The games you could burn them off on regular CDs.
oh, is that what
That's
it
what
was?
ruined it. Yeah,
Uh,
I just read that pretty recently actually because I've always been wondering why this
Well,
thing.
and
'Cause the
and
games were
they're-
amazing. I
well, if
mean,
you think though, Sega they went to the Genesis that was very popular,
Mhm.
and then they had Sega CD, which was way ahead of its time, dude.
Yeah.
way ahead. And then they had Sega 32X, which
Mhm.
was the
Well,
same as
and-
PlayStation.
and they had the Game Gear, which was
Game Gear was
5
way
times better than a Game Boy. I mean, we're talking a little green screen as opposed to a full color, beautiful screen. I remember like when we would drive down from Chicago to Arkansas back and forth when we were visiting family and stuff. Oh, that Game Gear and me.
Yeah, but you know where they made the mistake
were
with Game Gear?
homeboys.
I really believe this because Nintendo was so far; it was inferior to that big time.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't put the Game Gear in your back pocket.
And the battery
big.
too.
It was too big, and the
'Cause
batteries were terrible.
Game
Lasts
Boy?
about 3 hours.
Put it in your back
But
pocket.
see, Game Boy,
whip it out.
you could bring it to school, or you couldn't bring a Game Gear like that.
The
It was too
portable.
big.
Oh, I had like my
If
little
I bring
pack.
if I bring a DS to school, I get it taken away. So you guys are lucky.
That's stupid.
But yeah, like the Game
Wow.
Gear, I had to have like the little pack with like your extra battery in it and stuff like that. Cause yeah, it was portable, but it needed a lot more juice to it.
Yeah. What do you take now to school, L Dog?
Nothing, because I'm afraid I'm gonna get it taken away.
That's crap.
I know they take it. My friend brought his DS to show me his like Pokemon because he brought Pokemon to school.
Yeah.
And
Pokemon.
yeah, okay.
Hey,
And
Jordan, you liked Pokemon. What was your
Yeah.
favorite Pokemon?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Snorlax.
What?
Either Squirtle or Pikachu.
It was just a sexual innuendo with everything it says. That's just awful.
Those are such generic Pokemon.
I
But
like
they were
Snorlax.
studs.
Snorlax.
They were
Snorlax.
studs.
Who was it?
Just fat.
Pikachu or Squirtle.
Was Pikachu the main guy? Like, was he the main?
No,
but
he's
not
al-
even powerful though.
He's
is
only he
Oh,
was
yeah.
only famous because of the TV show.
Thundershock.
Thundershock. That was his only move.
Still.
Yeah.
Knock you on your butt faster than.
he? Fashion what?
Only reason-
Okay.
I like Snorlax because the only reason is because he's lazy and he kind of reminds me of Millie.
He didn't have any moves. He just sleeps.
He has body
You
slam.
gotta wake him up by a flute.
Yeah.
You gotta play a flute.
Dang,
every time you
Jordan
get
has some knowledge of this.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I
No,
don't
yeah,
know
it's the Poke
everything.
Flute. Poke Flute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, wow.
But what does Snorlax even do?
up. Nothing. He just sleeps. On,
Yeah,
on-
but he can move. I mean,
What
he-
road does Snorlax sleep on?
what?
What road does Snorlax sleep on?
Crap, what was this one? I'm playing the game right now. Route something.
Mhm.
Route 7.
Ooh,
The new game is
knowledge.
Route 7. He sleeps.
Old route.
It's next to, Cinnabar City. Sort of, I think.
Holy cow! Hey, Cody, what do you got on this, man?
He's like on a little bridge.
Do you
It's
know
before
what?
you go to
I
the
remember.
SS.
I remember playing, and I remember it was a point in the game where you couldn't go no further. It was like you had
You
three
have to-
people
you
left to
have to
beat. and
go-
You had to wake this thing up to.
Yeah, at the,
Snorlax?
Yeah.
And you had
you
to play a
have
flute.
to go somewhere to get a Poke Flute. You bring it all the way back and then wake him up. And I don't even know what you do after that.
What do you do, Jordan?
I haven't got
You
as
wake him
far.
up and he leaves.
No, you
Well,
battle
what's the
him,
street
then
or
you
whatever?
catch
What are you
him.
talking about?
Do what?
What were you
Oh,
asking him about the street?
Route 12.
It
That's
was?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
not
I was
7.
close. I said Route 11.
Yeah.
After
In the
that.
movie, where's he sleeping at?
No, the show?
Yeah.
It was on
You
the way.
remember
It was on the way.
that? Mm-hmm.
He was blocking the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Have you even seen the movie?
No, the show. I watched
Oh,
the
the
show.
TV show.
He's in the, and then he eats all the vines when they
Mhm.
wake him up or something.
His owner's a little hippie dude.
Yeah, the little hippie.
Get in here, Ben. You know your Pokemon.
Yeah, you have to know your Pokemon.
So,
I know no Pokemon.
all right, here you
No,
go.
we
Ben.
were too old.
What route does Snorlax sleep on?
Hmm?
What route?
What
Does,
route?
does
Pick a number.
Snorlax sleep on? Like what road? What road is he sleeping on?
Jackass Lane.
Close.
Close.
Mm.
That is
What
pretty
is it?
close, actually. 12.
What is it?
12.
12.
Most of the
Route 12.
Route
new
12.
new Pokemon are usually objects. One is a piece of trash. Another one's a freaking ice cream.
So I think Pokemon's went downhill.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Mm.
They had
Sounds
really
It sounded like it
sucky
might have been
ones.
cool back in the day, but now it just sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It was cool back in the
They
day.
have
Yeah, the old-
Well, I
old school.
mean,
literally. Why would there be an ice? Why would you catch a piece of ice cream and then throw it out?
Why?
Battle a piece of ice cream.
That's just dumb.
Yeah.
I like SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Catch a
mm,
SpongeBob.
Pantera was on SpongeBob. That's how awesome SpongeBob is.
What? What?
Remember
What
that?
is that?
Pantera.
Remember the episode where they cussed the whole time?
That was great.
Oh,
That was
the
funny, man.
the dolphin noise.
Yeah.
And their beautiful commentary on racism because Patrick kept calling SpongeBob yellow and
Yeah.
SpongeBob
Yellow,
calling Patrick punk.
pink,
My
yellow.
name's not Rick.
My
And then they
name's
realized
not
that they were
Rick.
more alike than they
You don't watch
ever
SpongeBob, Cody? Dude, what is wrong with you? You serious?
Wormy.
You don't have to have kids to watch SpongeBob.
I know,
Good show.
man. But look, I get Team
Wormy.
Umi Zoomied out and Jake the
always talking about that
Pirate.
show.
And,
Stop talking
'cause I
about
hate
Team
it.
Umizoomi. No one
Hey,
likes Team
give
Umizoomi.
us your battle on Dora again. That's funny.
Yeah,
Dora?
Talk about it.
She needs to be teaching the kids to speak English, not Spanish. This is America.
What about Diego? What do you feel about him?
His punk ass needs to be speaking English too.
What about Bob the Builder?
All he
Is his job being taken away by people like
'Kay.
Dora?
Bob
Hey,
the Builder.
Exactly.
Wait,
Bob-
what's the Bob the Builder that's Mexican?
Handy Manny.
Oh, Handy
Handy
Manny.
Man- yeah.
Handy Manny
You got a
with
beef
his,
with Handy Manny? You
Okay.
get in here.
I don't know
Okay,
about her.
okay.
And then we got
No,
Doc-
it's a boy.
Bob
It's a
the
boy.
Builder.
Handy Manny.
It's not a
Just 'cause-
woman.
just
He's
'cause
a
it's saying
handy
Handy
man.
Okay.
doesn't mean it's a girl.
Bob the Builder is, I think he used magic on his little, whatever, the cars
Yeah.
to let him speak. Or either he used magic or he's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, probably. He's probably insane.
What
That's
is
just a
there any other
documentary.
Mexican shows? I hope they keep Mexican. I like those Mexican shows.
I'm sure there's like 95. I mean, that's kind of. I watched
Neo
the United
Thailand.
soap operas.
I've learned like Azul.
Those are interesting,
you know?
man.
Ni Hao
learned-
Kai Lan. Ni
I've
Hao
learned a
Kai
lot of stuff
Lan.
from
Why would
Mexican
you watch
shows.
that?
Mhm.
What color is that phone case?
That is Verde.
This right here?
Red.
I was asking
In
Dustin,
Germany.
Ben. Thank you for
Red.
ruining
That
the
is
question.
Verde.
Oh, what else do you want me to answer about Mexican?
What color is that stripe on your shirt?
Also,
The Verde?
A verde?
Oh,
A nerde?
it's anaranjado. No,
Yeah.
no, amarillo.
¿Cómo estás? Me llamo Dustin.
Amarillo
Welly.
is yellow.
Welly?
mhm,
You see?
good job.
Welly?
I like, you know,
Woolly
I
mammoth.
like Mexicans.
Yeah, probably because you.
I don't have
I
one
don't know.
problem with Mexicans. I just got a problem with them
You got
coming
a
over here
bunch of
illegally. I don't care.
problems.
I don't care where
Hey,
you're from. It
You're
just-
speaking too loud, okay? You're like muffling.
and now you got a 12-year-old telling me to be quiet.
I'm not
Yeah,
12,
that's
I'm
L,
10.
that's L Dog.
Oh,
10,
Elsa.
sorry.
He's
Mhm.
10.
He's our producer now.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
He
So-
makes
Okay.
$78,000
So I'm gonna tell you what.
a year.
On Thursday, no wait, next Tuesday.
Yeah, who knows?
Tim. Now he was in the military for 4 years,
Mhm.
and he had a lot of stuff happen. We're going to talk about that. We're actually going to
Really?
talk about the
Okay.
Yes.
the whole Mexican crossing the
That
border,
was,
Ebola, all the stuff that the government gives the military and
I'm
that
all
kind of
over
stuff.
I
it.
remember
I'm
you-
all over it.
I remember you saying
they're
that a couple
preparing
weeks
them
ago.
for the
You wanted to
zombie
talk about that,
apocalypse,
so.
literally.
Yeah, that'll
Literally.
be good.
Mhm.
That'll be good.
They're preparing them for the zombie apocalypse, the military. Why?
I wouldn't doubt it, man.
No, they literally are.
Why is that?
Well, I saw a picture. And they're like, hey, I saw a picture.
Was it possibly
picture.
an
Hey, a picture's
advertisement
worth
for
1,000
Walking
words.
Dead?
No, it was a general, and he was like pointing at like shoot from the head or something.
I mean, generals don't point for no reason.
He has like
Oh,
think
you're
about
saying
that.
like if somebody has Ebola, they'll shoot him in the head. Boom.
probably gonna fake
Bam.
a zombie apocalypse. You never
Actually,
know.
did you see the stories about the people with Ebola that kind of like wake back up from the dead?
Yeah.
And stuff like that?
Actually,
I saw that
Chase
video.
called me into his office today because he saw that article, happened upon it, and he was a little concerned. He's like, "Is this real?" And I was like, "Well, I'm assuming Big Old News is not a reputable site to get your stories from." as
No,
far as
actually, it
they-
is true. It is true. I saw the video.
Oh, the one for that they. I mean, he was just laying.
Yeah, he
there
was just
all
laying
eaten
there.
Up. It's not like
Yeah.
I could have thought he was dead, and he wasn't dead. I mean, he wasn't
Yeah,
very alive.
yeah.
That's for sure. It's not like he's all rising up and like fighting anybody. He was like moving his hand a little bit. I was
He
like,
moved-
that dude's dead.
Yeah, he moved.
I mean,
it,
that's
he
kinda-
moved his arm like a little bit.
Yeah, I saw the video too, and it's like they're like, "Oh, he's alive," and even the newscaster's like, "No, he's really not. You guys can be as excited as you want. He's going to die. I
Yeah.
mean, within 5 seconds, he will
They
be
made
dead."
the news made it sound like he just like walked up
Yeah.
and ran around, started spreading Ebola everywhere.
the whole story is like this man rises from the dead, much like the zombies on the popular AMC show Walking Dead coming on this Sunday. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it is coming.
He-
on.
he
Thank you very
didn't-
much, but yeah,
Did you see the video?
he had no life in him.
I did not, but I heard a lot of talk today about Ebola, and everybody's freaking out. And then they said it went airborne now, so if
Die.
I'm 3 feet away, I can catch it from somebody that's got it. And I've seen they're killing some dude's hound because he caught Ebola or he's in quarantine, and they're not going to quarantine the dog. They're just
Where
gonna
was this
kill
at,
the-
though?
Spain.
This is in Spain.
Yeah, they're killing the dude's hound because he's being quarantined. He ain't got it. He's just being quarantined, and they're killing his damn dog.
One thing,
Damn.
if I'm probably, I don't know. I'm kind of worried now. Thanks for talking about it, guys.
I don't worry too much about it unless it goes airborne. If it gets airborne,
But didn't you say it was airborne?
well, they said it is, but then they said only within 3 feet. That makes
I feel
zero
like the
sense to me.
CDC's covering up a lot of stuff.
I do
though.
too. Hey, did you not hear that damn excuse from that guy that
he
we
got-
have to take care of Liberia because it's made by former slaves, so now it's our responsibility?
Well, and he also said the head of the CDC said the best thing to do basically he was saying the best thing to do is let them keep flying in from that country. That's the best thing to do to stop Ebola.
What?
How would that be? That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, because
No.
it's racist if we don't let flies from Africa come in. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
shut
that's
it
kinda-
down, and this is, goes back to all
I mean,
that stuff
to
I
me,
was
it
saying.
seems
Well,
like-
I mean, if Obama had actually responded to him 4 months ago, whenever there was 1,500 people dead, and they said, "Hey, we got an epidemic brewing up here," but he's like, "Ah, yeah, it'll be fine. Why not?" I mean, what the hell?
Exact quote. It'll never get here.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but I think a lot, man.
It already
Honestly,
has
I believe a
done
lot
here.
of stuff is manufactured because see these all these different. Man, there's what's that? There's an island out in New York, close by New York, where they talk about all the diseases and they manufacture a lot of diseases and see what they do. Like they use them for like weapons and
Like
stuff.
3 Mile.
I was about to say 3 Mile Island.
No, it's called golly. I'll look it up on the next episode. We'll have it because I wanna
Shutter
talk
Island.
about- Huh?
Shutter Island.
No.
No, that's a terrible Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah, that's a
movie.
movie. Yeah.
Knew he was one of the people in the thing. The
I'll
first
find
5
it though.
seconds of that thing.
I'll find it. I read a whole article about it, and it was like they're messing with all kinds of diseases over there.
Well,
How about
They
the
think Lyme disease came out of there.
how about
Really?
the disease that's only going to kids?
Oh, that
Yeah,
That kind of scares me
respiratory.
too.
Yeah, it killed somebody yesterday. I heard.
Well, it's like
Really?
yeah, so like if you have
Oh, God.
asthma or something like that, it's real. But that's definitely very contagious. See, that's kind of thing. I mean, personally, I'm kind of with you as far as I think they're covering up a lot of stuff, and I think it's not really in the least out of control because the government is just hand in hand with big pharmaceutical that makes all the vaccines. So you get people scared enough. Everybody wants an Ebola vaccine by 2015. They
well,
make
and a lot
another
of people.
$250 billion,
Don't
and
get a
then
vaccine.
you
and
give
it
them
makes you even
vaccines.
bad.
4 or 5 deaths are magically going to come from Ebola every year too.
Well, now
because-
with the CDC basically having to admit that vaccines are giving kids autism, there's a lot of
yeah.
fight back on
Mhm.
vaccines.
Well,
so what better
especially-
to scare a lot of people into getting
And to get new
vaccines?
ones. And to get new ones as far as, okay, yeah, this one was giving them autism. This one for whatever. But, the Ebola one, that's going to be great as far as make sure you
I'm
get
trying to.
those kids vaccinated for Ebola. And I mean, heck, who wants Ebola? But I mean, there's a lot of diseases out there that are contagious that have a very high mortality rate. I mean, Ebola has like 90%. That's high. But I mean, you got to think too, that was over in Africa and things like that. Here, I'm not saying it won't be incredibly high, but I'd say at least 70, something like that would be about.
we need to get Derek. He is very knowledgeable on this. Derek from work.
Oh,
We're-
really?
Yes.
Okay.
That we need to bring him in on this. He knows all kind of stuff about this Ebola and MRSA, and I mean, he went to school for all that stuff. He's pretty sharp in
Oh,
all
damn.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because MRSA is incredibly contagious. I mean,
Very
that's
contagious.
and you
I've
get
had
that.
it.
You
Everybody-
have it.
almost everybody's
yeah,
got it now.
Almost
Yeah.
everybody has them as far as, and if that's like, if you get any sort of like respiratory infection, anything like that, but I mean, that can just take you out right
Hey,
away as
ask,
far as, so it's kind of.
Ask Derek if he can come on next Thursday about Ebola.
All right. Yeah, I'll talk to him about it. And he's actually a MRSA survivor too. He just went through that
I've had
8
it too.
months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had it
Yeah.
too.
So-
Yeah, I had for a while where it was like, I mean, you boil popping up every 15 minutes,
Remember
all over
that?
the place, going
All
to
the
right to the
boils and stuff?
doctor as
Really?
far as
Damn,
the.
I got it. Yeah, it was
Do you remember
bad.
how often I was going to the doctor for those things?
Mhm.
Like every week, I'm like, I gotta go back to the
Oh,
doctor. get some
Logan
more
had it. I've
antibiotics.
had it. I mean,
What?
them things
What
hurt.
is
Did you
it?
ever have it? Oh, dude, it was.
I've been very
rampant
fortunate.
around
I've
here.
never had
It was
MRSA or
rampant.
staph.
What was
I've
it?
been very
They are
lucky.
Remember the
rough, man.
boils that everybody was getting? The big boils. Everybody get the boils. The big.
I
you
think I had one like a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been probably about 5 years ago. That everybody was
And
getting
I
it.
remember exactly when I got it too. It was
Sliced off my
that
butt.
dirty gym we used to go to.
Yeah, that-
Freaking, I bumped my elbow on one of the machines,
The
and
fitness
right then
club.
one of the boils
Yeah, Sean Khan, the
would
fitness
pop
club.
up. Hate that guy.
Mhm.
Gave me MRSA.
Yeah, Sean Khan.
Killed my dog.
Yeah.
Little dude dog.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
He was sad
He
'cause I had
sucks.
MRSA.
He sucks.
we are out. We're out of time. We'll come back on Thursday with a new topic, and then we'll get Tim on from the military and talk about a lot of stuff with that, and then MRSA hopefully next. MRSA and Ebola next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Out.
All sorts of depressing stuff for all you peeps.
Yeah, just to make